Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a little bit different for me. I'm actually going to be filming a 3-month bullet journal flip through and also my plan for 2018. So I'd seen thousands of videos online about the bullet journal system, and I find that your standard diaries are quite limiting. They're very structured, and my brain is a bit scatter, like there's a lot going on, so I wanted to try something a little bit different. But one thing that put me off is that I'm not very arty. So you'll see that my sort of setups are very minimal. So I picked up this A5 dotted Leuchtturm on Amazon for about, I think it was about £13. And then I also purchased this little adhesive pen loop, again I think about £3. And it's just really handy for keeping your pens there. I decorated the front with a little bit of pug washi tape, and then when you flip to the front page I've literally just written my name. I did a lot of research into what was going to be the best notebook for me. I wanted something with a nice page thickness, which meant everything didn't bleed through. And one good thing about the Leuchtturm is it already comes with an index, so you don't have to make one of your own. I don't use it a great deal at the moment, but I think as my journal gets fuller I may actually start using it. So it has 3 pages, and then I left these free in case I needed to create any more indexes. So I started off with your year at a glance. I did 2017, 2018, and then this was going to be a birthday spread, but I ballsed it up. There should have been 12 boxes and there's 9, so this has been a bit of a write-off. But I've used this page separately to do some pen swatches, just so that I can flick through my pen selection and be able to see exactly what I've got. So at the minute it's quite a small selection, but I'm sure that will grow in time. Then we move on to my first monthly spread. So I split the page into home, work, blog and YouTube. So whilst I like the look of this, it just felt like there was a lot going on and it didn't work very well for me. I couldn't see exactly, you know, this wasn't very clear against this, and there also wasn't a great deal of space per day. So you move on to the first weekly log. Again, I really like how this looks. It's super minimal, but the boxes just weren't wide enough, which means things I wanted to write were taking up 2 lines. So I opted for a slightly more standard diary format the following week, and this just works so much better because there's just loads more room. I tried something very slightly different the following week. Again, it gave me lots of room, but I introduced this important section, which I really like to give me sort of an overview of the most important things going on that week. I also tried a tracker, filled one box in and never filled it in again. This week was a disaster. I like this along the top, but these boxes were too small. This has got a shopping list, a to-do, and I just think it looks very cluttered, and I didn't really like it at all. We then move on to a couple of blog and YouTube pages. I've got a blog post ideas and a video ideas. I've literally just listed the posts, when they're going up, written, photographed, edited, scheduled, Twitter, buffer and complete. So I did quite well on the blog post, whereas the videos not so much. My main page is just a brain dump where I've just listed various bits and bobs, and also a Christmas spread, so who it was, what we got them, whether it had been bought, wrapped, and how much we'd spent. And then we move into a more traditional monthly format, and I've just highlighted this with a little bit of washi tape. So if you look down the side of my journal, you can see there's a monthly spread, there's a monthly spread, just so I can distinguish between the months. But this really worked well for me. You can see everything really nice and clearly. This was a cock-up of a spread because I measured it out wrong. So Monday and Tuesday are huge, whereas the rest of the week's all crammed on one page. And I think I got a bit carried away with this one. Again, it just wasn't wide enough. I didn't end up using it. I was going to do meal planning here, that didn't happen. So this was just a bad week. So I went back to what I know works. Very simple, very plain, but just works, and I did it for 3 weeks on the trot. and like I said, it just works for me. I then did a Christmas card spread, who it was, written it, posted it, handed it out, or if it had gone with their gift, and a blog and YouTube schedule. So I did the days of the month, what day of the week that pertained to for each month, and then just wrote next to it. So one's with a B, a blog, one's with a YT, or obviously YouTube. I really like this, and I've taken it and edited it for next year just because there's just not quite enough space on there. Then we get to my first habit tracker. I literally listed the habits there and the days of the month, but I only got halfway through the month before I gave up. I think there's just too much there for me. I then did a page for collections that I wanted to put in my 2018 spread, and a little bit for my end of year favourites video. I found this Simplify Your Life challenge on Michelle B's channel on YouTube, so I decided to list it all out, and then I never actually got around to finishing it, so that's something I want to do in the new year. And then another brain dumpy page here. On to December's month, really super simple again, just highlighted with the washi tape. And this is my first spread of December, and I really like how it looks. You know, not quite too structured, but again, the boxes were just not big enough for me. So I opted for something standard, making Monday through Friday quite small, Saturday and Sunday along with a to-do list and a food shopping list. And I did that the following week too. And again here, just introducing a thank you card list for Christmas presents and things like that. I decided to do a Boxing Day sales wish list. There were a few gift sets and things that I wanted to pick up in the sales. I decided to list on here. This, I didn't end up finishing it, so that's a waste. And my finances spread. I've seen so many people do these sort of budget trackers, and as you can see, I got to the 4th of December and I hadn't filled it in. I just don't think this is the best way for me. I then did a work expenses tracker, which never got filled in because I didn't have any work expenses, which makes a change. So I think I'm going to do a master one of these, maybe in January. And then a crack off packing list for myself and Chris when we went away, and a gifted items and sponsored and paid work spread. And then we get into 2018, which you can see I've just highlighted with a full strip of washi tape. I haven't really stuck to the key for the bullet journal over the last couple of months, so I decided to write myself out one here with a task, event, appointment, note, expenses, important, complete, migrated and cancelled, and then just a little doodle here at the front. I did another 2018 at a glance and just highlighted Monday through Sunday with one of my Crayola felt tips, and also a stats tracker. So my goal for the year, what we finished 2017 on, and I'm just going to list these at the end of every month. And then this is my future log, so I split it over 4 pages, just done a mini calendar and literally just listed them all, so birthdays, holidays, anniversaries, weddings, etc. So in 2018 I really want to start reading more, so I've set this spread out so I can write what book number I'm reading, who it was by, what it was called, a rating, and then I'm going to do like a 1-line sort of summary blurb. So I've done that over 2 pages. And I'm also on a bit of a weight loss kick, so I've done this spread. So these are my days of, my weeks down the bottom, and then this is pounds by ½ pound. So in week 1, if I lose 2.5, I'll put a star there, and I'll literally just mark it as we go along. And then I've done a film challenge. I really want to start watching more films. So I thought I could do 52 films in 52 weeks. And also a favourite song spread, so my favourite song of that week. With Spotify, I find it quite easy to get caught up in new music all the time. So it's just nice to go back and see what you actually listen to at that time. I then got an upload tracker for my blog and YouTube and Instagram. This has just got all the days of the month there, the months, and I'm just going to cross off the box on those days I do upload. Then we've got a wish list page, bucket list, lust list, restaurants and holidays, just for little things that I want to note down and maybe flip back to. And then we get to my content uploading pages. So I've done the same for every month of this year, listing the days and content. And then in this box, I'm going to put blog or YouTube and list what's been uploaded. I thought this was a good idea. This is 2 pages split up for the months. And I'm literally just going to use each box to list my monthly favourites for videos I'm going to upload or blog posts I want to write. And I just think it'll be nice to have an overview of what I was loving at that time, that month this year. And then we get on to my January spread. So I did plan on doing a few doodles and things this year, so I thought I'd go in easy with a paper aeroplane. And again, I've just marked it with that washi tape. And created my first weekly spread of the year. So my important dates, and I'm also going to list my meals here. I'm hoping that I'll have enough room for lunch and dinner. But yeah, that's it so far. What I normally do is put all my weekly spreads together, and then I will start off by doing my 2018 goals. I haven't really thought about those yet, so they're not in there. But yeah, that's my journal so far. As you can see, it is super minimal, black and white predominantly, but I really like it. I like looking and learning what works and what doesn't, and I just don't feel too much pressure for it. I really, really enjoy the system as a whole. So yeah, I just thought I'd give you a little flick through and show you how I've been getting on so far. Let me know if you are into bullet journaling. I'd really like to be able to follow you on Instagram or YouTube or whatever. I've really got into watching the videos. A lot of people are so arty and it just blows my mind. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed this last sort of 3 months. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.